All right, we're on Kotaku today, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Game Vault video. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault. We're going to talk about Avowed today, or as I like to call it, Avoid. And Kotaku is writing an article about the campaign against Avowed reveals the bigotry that fuels the anti-woke. So this one's about me. Let's cue up the music and we'll talk about it. All right, in its crusade against Obsidian's action RPG, the anti-DEI mob has given the game away. In 2024, there has rarely been a game announced with a small but tiresomely vocal group of grifters attempting to whip up a controversy for their social media followers. No matter what the title and no matter who the developer, every announcement is meticulously scrutinized for any faint sign of a thought crime, an element that could be construed by these charlatans as proof of wokeness, something that can decry as a DEI initiative, and then this speculative notion is spun out to followers as the latest attempt to take away your games. The latest target is Avowed, but in picking on it, those running the grift have rather shown their hand. Who's writing this? John Walker. Oh, Johnny boy. Seeker of indie secrets, needlessly beautiful purveyor of buried treasure work. Yeah, we can imagine. I'm surprised there's no, what do you call it there? Pronouns. Anyway, John, tiresome it is, but not on our end. We wouldn't have to do stuff like this were it not for these silly developers. These what do you call it? These, activists disguised as developers, putting this garbage into games that doesn't belong there. People don't want it in the games. And time again, it's shown throughout 2023. We watched massive failures like Concord and Dustborn come out, right? And people will say, well, those were unknown, IPs. People didn't know about them, so, that doesn't count. What about Dragon Age Veilguard? Right? A beloved IP. This would have, the last game came out 10 years ago, sold 12 million copies. It couldn't crack 100,000 concurrent players, guys. And the number of players just dropped instantly, from the first week. Instantly. And every video coming out showing gameplay from that was more and more cringe as Trash, the main side character of this game, if you want to call it that. I call it a trauma dump from the director of the game, went on their personal journey to come out as a trans character to their family and non-binary and all this other stupid garbage. I mean, it was insane how bad it was. It was insane how cringe it was. The voice acting was terrible. The character design was just awful. I mean, it was horrifying. Everything about that game was stupid, silly, and just disgusting. Except it looked good. The backgrounds looked good. The what do you call it? The biomes. The settings looked great. That looked fine. Everything else was crap. If you could have kept that and replaced the characters, replaced the voice actors, gave it a whole new story and all that, maybe it wouldn't have been so bad. Just kept the backdrop. But yeah. Anyway. Like any online scam of any note, it's so brazen that it's only more depressing that it works so well. The reason it works so well is because people are sick of it. As much as it might infuriate you that someone would fall for a cold caller telling them they need to send gift certificates to fix an issue with their Windows operating system, it should equally upset you that these legions of people fall for the same woke gaming grift over and over and over. But with Avowed, the forthcoming Obsidian role-playing game set in the world of Pillars of Eternity, the con is so brazenly laid bare. Yes, of course it still works, but it's so much easier to see how. The shtick works like this. A game is announced, and because it's 2024, that game may not exclusively focus on a white dude saving the world for the lady in a bikini, or a sexy lady playing dress-up in various bikinis while saving the world. I mean, some still do, but this is an industry that creates games that feature a broad range of characters. The grifters recognize this as a useful target for their grift, making claims that the game is artificially altered from what should have been, based on desire to be perceived as progressive. They then use this to convince large numbers of disaffected young men that the world is trying to take away from them their last vestige of entertainment. The only place left where they feel represented and prioritized. The only hope is to rise up and fight for what's rightfully theirs. And if they give some money to the grifter for a project that never sees daylight. All right, they're trying to target Grums here. In my instance, I'm not asking for money. I don't care about that. But I do want to make gaming great again. I'm tired of the garbage that I see out there. I'm tired of lesser games coming out, games that are absolute trash because people want to put self-insert into the games and do these trauma dumps like Veilguard. Look at these character designs. He never saw this crap years ago. These look like characters from Concord in there. This guy, Concord took a crap, right? Somebody pointed it out that this guy was in Concord. And he wasn't, but it sure looks like he was. He got fired, and he got a job with Avowed. He's going to get fired again when Avowed comes out because the game's going to be shit. And it's going to go away. Look at his pink hair. It's absolute crap, right? We got this weird little dwarf, the black girl, of course, the pink-haired. The character designs are just awful. And I can already hear the voices. I can hear the cringe dialogue written by these vapid millennials that don't know how to talk to people because they're a bunch of introverted, quote-unquote, neurodiverging weirdos, It's just... Oh, yeah, it's going to be another failure. Anyway, at around the time of Gamescom this year, the usual people started loudly condemning Avowed as the next piece of woke mind virus addled DEIY. What sin had it committed? Had a mission leaked in which you're forced to help a gay polycule adopt a cat-identifying trans child at an abortion clinic? Nope. It was this image. That's enough, man. It really is. See it? See the intolerable act of evil? No, goodness me, don't tell me the woke mind virus has got you too. There's no white man. And it's true. There isn't. That's right, this violently racist piece of marketing includes a black woman, a white elf-like woman, a blue man, he's green, and an ambiguous race dwarf. How more clearly could the developer be saying that it wants the game to be exclusively played during Drag Queen Story Hour at your local library? Well, let's talk for a moment about this. You guys always talk about representation in games. Kotaku writer guy, right? You want to feel represented in games. You want to feel seen. That's the word people say. I feel seen in the game. But what if as a white male, I want to feel seen in a game? I don't feel seen in this game. Why would I want to play it if I don't feel seen? I don't feel represented. I feel excluded. And it's not about that. That's stupid. That's a really retarded reason not to play a game. But there are better reasons to not play a game. And one of them is because people hate and discriminate against people like me. Obsidian themselves practices hiring practice or utilizes hiring practices that discriminate against white males getting jobs there, right? Discriminates against men who look like me. I'm not giving you my money, okay? This is way beyond a blue dude, a black chick, and a pink-haired elf and the racially ambiguous dwarf. This is way beyond pronouns in a biome. This is your hiring practice. This is an illegal hiring practice that asshole Matt, whatever his name was, bragged about online. Okay? Way beyond that. It's illegal, it's immoral, and you're not getting my money for it. And anyone out there who feels like that's wrong should not give their money to this game. Honestly, to even notice that fact feels kind of weird. I'm a white guy living in a country that's 90% white, in an area of the country that's 95% white, and as such, I'm fairly used to seeing people who look like me everywhere I go. But the thought didn't cross my inherently racist mind. I'm the last person who can deliver the ghastly, I don't even see race, bullshit people like to say, instead of thinking, yeah, I saw some people in the fantasy world. Fantasy game people. I give them this, though. I noticed one of them had blue skin. That stood out. Typical, so here we go, John Walker. How do you feel about them using hiring practices that wouldn't hire you? How do you feel about that, bro? How would you feel if you were a black man and they said that they wouldn't hire black people? How would you feel if you were a woman and they said that they wouldn't hire women, that they would prioritize other people over women or other people over black men? It's wrong no matter how you cut it. And you can't say, well, you can't be racist against white people, because they like to say that one all the time, because that's bullshit, okay? Anyway, and in this alone, the entire scam was shown for what it really is. Just unabashed racism, homophobia, and misogyny. Wrong. You like to throw these words around, and every time you do, you lose the argument, because that's your easy way out. You think people don't want to be called these things. You think it scares people. You think they don't want to be called these things. Call us that all you want, you asshole, okay? It doesn't affect us anymore. You've overused these words. You've used them so much that they don't mean anything anymore. They don't mean anything anymore. You can call me that all day long. I'll spit in your face. I don't care. That's it. It's so boring, but that's all it is. Racism, homophobia, and misogyny are profitable, and they're the focus. But don't worry, they'll all prove how not racist they are by pointing out how their furious, ongoing, and mostly forgotten campaign against Ubisoft for including a black man in the Assassin's Creed game set in Japan. We're not the guys that put a black man in a Japanese game set in feudal Japan and made him fight to hip-hop music. The people that did that are the racists, okay? The first Avowed fuss came and went in the summer. The game permanently marked to be condemned. When I wrote about my excellent hour with the game on Kotaku in August, the replies on X were bilious complaints about how the game was going to promote a woke agenda based on, that picture. And then everyone forgot they were so outraged about that and moved on to the next topic. But boy, oh boy, what bigger gift could the grifters have received when November's Avowed previews came around, because what a bunch of journalists were given access to the few opening hours of the game. It was revealed that the game's character's creator had the option for they, them pronouns. Sound the klaxons. One day we're going to look back at this pronoun nonsense and we're all going to laugh. It is going to be one of the most retarded, ridiculous things we've ever done as a human race. Really is. It's going to be, wow. That and the transitioning, the cutting off of our genitals, and the thinking we could actually change what we are and all that. Yeah, it's unbelievably stupid. I can't believe that people do it. I honestly can't. I mean, unbelievable. So this is I can't even read any more of this shit. I'm going to go ahead and link the article down below for you guys. Kotaku is the toilet paper of the internet as far as gaming journalism goes. And John Walker is the perfect asswipe to write for them. So go ahead, read it if you want to do that for yourself. Let me know what you think about this kind of stuff down in the comments below. I mean, this is way beyond not a white guy here. This is way beyond pronouns in the bio. DEI is disgusting. It's an initiative that is it's racism at its core. And like I said, my thing is, I will not give a single dime to somebody that hates me. Okay? I will not do that. You will not get my money. If you want my money, you earn my money. Why would I do that? You shouldn't do it either. Go ahead, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that bell for notifications. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, peace.